Hello everyone, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. So last episode we saw Shiki pretty much he's changing, right? He's awakening. And we also saw Father Roa as well. So anyways, let us continue. Day 12, Crimson Vestiges. Okay, so a new day has come. Very, very bloody. Everywhere. But yeah, I think it's just on his mind though. And then he woke up. I bolt upright. My body is sheathed in sweat. Whatever I was dreaming about, it can't have been good. Odd, I don't remember having any nightmares though. If anything, I feel like I've slept deeper than I have in ages. It's like I've been under for a whole day. I'm glad I didn't wake up to any unpleasant sights, but I'm amazed I fell asleep like that. I must have been really out of sorts if I forgot to take them off. Actually, I'd prefer not to think about what happened in the lobby. I'd better tell Akiha about the chair myself. I don't want Hisui to get in trouble. There's a knock at the door. A rather reserved one, I note, before a familiar figure enters the room.
おはようございます、四季様。昨夜はよくお眠りになられましたでしょうか。
Hisui greets me with a deep bow. She doesn't seem to bear any ill will over yesterday's episode. It's her job not to, of course, but I still appreciate the sentiment.
ああ、おはよう翡翠。それと、昨日はごめん。椅子を壊したことは俺から秋葉に謝るから、翡翠は知らなかったことにしてくれ。
かしこまりました。ですが、椅子の件でしたら姉さんが内密に処理してくれましたので、秋葉様への報告はなくともよろしいかと存じます。
琥珀さんが？
I feel guilty hiding things from Akiha, but better that than accidentally get Hisui in trouble at least. That's what I tell myself.
わかった。俺もそういうことにしておくよ。ありがとう翡翠。琥珀さんにもお礼を言っておいてくれ。
はい。四季様にそう言っていただけるのなら、姉さんも喜ぶと思います。それより、四季様。今日は何曜日だかお分かり？
The clock shows that it's Monday, a little past 7 in the morning. I don't get why she's asking me something so obvious.
月曜日だけど、それが？
失礼いたしました。私の思い違いだったようです。それでは制服に着替え次第、食堂の方へおいでください。
By the way, how many days did we have in our Kuwait's route? This is day 12 now, right? So we're nearing the end, but I forgot what day we ended in our Kuwait's. Hisui lays a freshly pressed school uniform on my desk and leaves the room in silence.
制服に着替えないとな。
I pull myself together and get out of bed. As I change out of my pajamas and into my uniform, I spot my knife lying on the desk. I've kept this memento of my father in my pocket ever since receiving it, but I doubt I'll have a reason to use it again.
そっか。終わったんだ。全部。
My time with CL, my time at Arcuade, love, and all the vampire hunting business. I've woken up one day to find it's all come to an end. School doesn't hold the same appeal, knowing CL won't be there. But ultimately, I'm just going back to my old life. I haven't lost anything that I had more than a few days ago. Everything that matters is right where I left it, waiting for me. I suppose that was CL's parting gift.
よし。
When I frame it like that, I don't feel like CL's departure will break me. I'll never forget her, but I'm strong enough to carry on without her. If I keep telling myself that day after day, maybe it'll eventually become true. I stowed the knife in a drawer and leave my room. Time to face the day. School isn't going to wait around for me. "7:45 a.m. The time of day when the streets are overflowing with school-bound students. A few faces look bleary with sleep, but in general the mood is bright. The end of the recent string of bizarre events has taken weight off everyone's mind. I still don't feel like I belong here somehow. That's due in part to knowing the truth behind the murders, but it's mostly because of the cold reality this side of the school reminds me of. No matter how hard I try to put a positive spin on it, CL isn't coming back. I know it's pathetic how hung up on her I am, but that's just... And there she is. Wait. Surely I'm dreaming. I must be, right? But I, of all people, could never mistake her even from behind. No, it's not her. It's really her. It's CL, heading to school as if nothing had ever happened.
Senpai!
I let out a cry and ran towards her. She must have known I was there all along, but she turns around as though she's just noticing me for the first time.
おや、遠野くん。おはようございます。今朝はいつになく元気いっぱいですね。
はい、おはようございます。って、そうじゃなくて !3 度目こういうの3度目です。先輩、帰ったんじゃないんですか？
その予定でしたけど、当面仕事がないようなので残らせていただきました。
So, she probably doesn't know about Miss Noel yet, or maybe she knows about Miss Noel, but for now I guess she's kinda hiding it? Right? Maybe?
それに、ちゃんと卒業までいると約束しましたし、私が遠野くんを置いて帰るわけないじゃないですか。
I'm not going to leave you behind. A faint smile accompanies those words.
それは。
はい、何ですか？
その、言葉通りの意味として受け取っていいんでしょうか？
はい、遠野くんの想像にお任せします。
Her gentle smile widens as she nods. I am too choked up to speak. This might be the happiest moment of my life, or rather the most grateful I've ever felt to be alive. If my self-control faltered for a second, I'd throw my arms around her. Even now, I feel the fire in my chest growing. If we weren't in public, there's no telling what I might have done. Okay?
Senpai!
I grab her hand.
それじゃあ、もう本当にどこにも行かないんですね。ずっとこのまま学校にいるんですよね。
ですね。ずっと学校にいたらおばあさんになっちゃいます。私は3年生なんですから、あと4ヶ月で卒業です。
そうでした。すみません。でも昨日みたいにいきなり帰るなんてことはなくて、ちゃんと話はできるんですよね。
もちろんですとも。初子貫徹はいい言葉です。こうなったら最後までお付き合いしますよ、遠野くん。
A huge sigh of relief escapes my lips. My body is raring to run a dozen laps around the sports field, but my heart, overcome with a deeper sense of peace, convinces me otherwise. I'm so happy I could cry. If I weren't afraid of letting a single drop of joy go to waste, I never even realized I could feel this way.
思いのほか落ち着いていますね、遠野くん。 実のところ、ちょっと驚かせようと思わないことはなかったのですが。
So she did know what she was doing. That mean streak of hers is rearing its head again.
嬉しすぎてバカになりそうですけど、自制ぐらいできるんです。それにほら、心のどこかでまた驚かされるんだろうなって気はしてましたから。
I can only hope my expression conveys some of the bliss I feel.
そうですか。それは日頃の行いがたたってしまったと反省すべきところでしょうか。
CL averts her gaze in embarrassment.
そろそろ朝礼の時間ですね。遠野くん、そろそろ行かないと遅刻しちゃいます。
そうだね。それじゃあ先輩、また休み時間に。
Waving goodbye to CL, I set off towards the school building. I sprint all the way to the classroom, a grin plastered on my face the entire time. First period passes at a snail's pace. There's a 10-minute break before the next class.
よし。
I can't wait until lunch. I know I'm getting too worked up, but there ain't no breaks on this train. Time to head to the third-year classrooms. I won't be able to function unless I see CL's face. This guy. Okay.
あれ？どこかに行っちゃうんですか、遠野くん。
おっ！
This random encounter has my head spinning. What is the title of this, by the way? Why are you here? Back to normal? Okay. I reach the stairs to find CL already coming back down.
いえ、先輩を探しに行こうと飛び出したというか、いつも待ってるばかりだから、たまにはこっちから行こうと思ったんです。
それは嬉しいですけど、遠野くん、私のクラスを知らないでしょ。3年の B クラスですから覚えておいてくださいね。なんでしょう、その沈黙。何か不名誉な指摘を受けている気がしますが。
いや、茶道部の部費でお茶飲んでるだけじゃなくてよかったなぁと。感心。分かってましたけど、真面目に授業を受けてたんですね。
はい、なんとか授業についていってます。って。
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she was just hanging in the club room, right?
遠野くん、私のことをそんな風に思ってたんですか？
Now I've done it. Though to be honest, the thought has crossed my mind.
すみません。あまりに先輩が神出鬼没なんで、よからぬ想像する時もなくはありませんでした。先輩の耳には届いてないだろうけど、1、2年の間じゃ楽しい噂話もあるし。
ほほう、よからぬ想像とはどのような？
授業にいないのにいるように見えたりとか、実は何人にも分身できたりとか、いくらなんでも万能すぎるし、実は学校を裏で牛耳ってるんじゃないとか。
遠野くんはそう思っていたんですか。
I sense danger. She's smiling, but she's kind of angry. Our warm wrapper has frozen over in an instant. Tread carefully. Poor judgment might cost me my life. What are you saying here? You can manage? You can pull, you can skip, a clone or two, I guess. Let's just say this as a joke.
分身くらいはできるでしょ。忍者にだってできるんだし、カレーあんなに食べてるんだし。
失礼、つい体が先にブレてしまいました。それより、忍者とカレーは何の関係もありませんよね。
はい、ないですね、そういえば。根拠のない噂話をしてすみません。
Not that it was unfounded. I just saw this girl split into two with my own eyes.
ああ、でも先輩、茶道部については疑問があるというか、質問があるというか、前に部員はいないって言ってましたけど、この学校、初めから茶道部そのものがないんじゃないですか。もしかして本当になかった。じゃあ茶道室は先輩が作った、いや、学校側に作らせた謎の空き教室なんですか。
さあ、私には点でわからないお話みたいです。
CL suddenly becomes very interested in something outside the window.
いいけど別に。どんな悪さをしても先輩は根っからの悪人じゃないし、誰にも迷惑はかけてないんだろうし。でも先輩の暗示ってそんなことまでできちゃうんですか。
ですから遠野くんのお話は点でわからないのでお答えできません。
I stare at her intently. A minute passes in uncomfortable silence.
割としつこいんですね、遠野くん。
別に先輩の目って青いんだなーって見てただけですよ。
With a defeated sigh, CL finally gives in.
言っておきますが、暗示というものはそんなに都合のいいものじゃないんですよ。人を言いなりになんかできませんし、無理難題を通すこともできません。暗示とは物事の捉え方を変えるのではなく、そらすというのが大前提なんです。私がいくら遠野くんはカレーが大好きと言い聞かせても、遠野くん本人がカレーが大嫌いならその暗示は成立しません。
あれ、そうなんですか。じゃあ本人が嫌がっていることは無効化される。
はい。まあそれでも遠野くんにカレーを食べてもらう方法はいくらでもありますけどね。例えば大好きだから食べるというのではなく、食べなければ死んでしまうと暗示をかければ。
ああ、なるほど。大嫌いでも食べるしかないですね。なんだ、やっぱり何でもできるじゃないですか、それ。
だから何でもじゃありませんってば。そういった意味のすげ替えはとても難しいんです。きちんと舞台を整えて、よっぽどうまいストーリーを作らないとかかってくれません。暗示にかかりにくい人も大勢いますし、私にできることなんて私を疑問に思わないという暗示ぐらいです。
Oh, that's right. Miss Noel brought this up before. She said that CL had cast a spell on everyone at school. Something about convincing them that an unfamiliar third year had actually been here all along. In that case, CL's reputation as the true student council president must have been honestly earned. It has nothing to do with magecraft and everything to do with her willingness to lend anyone a helping hand.
と、そろそろ時間ですね。また昼休みに来ますけど、体の方は大丈夫ですか？今朝は随分と顔色が悪いようですが。
はい。
I look pale. That's odd. I feel like $1,000,000.
大丈夫ですよ。ちょっと寝すぎたのか、体がだるいだけで。
そうですか。頭痛の方はどうです？
そっちは相変わらずかな。でも今朝は調子がいいです。そもそも少しぐらい痛くてもメガネをかけていれば問題はありません。
そうですか。それを聞いて安心しました。でも油断は禁物ですよ。事件は解決しましたが、何があるか分かりませんから。というわけで、携帯を出してください。
携帯ですか？
I take my phone out of my pocket. Then, with a shock, I see CL taking hers out too. Could it be?
はい。これが私のメールアドレスと電話番号です。
Okay, we got it.
よかったら遠野くんのアドレスも教えてくれますか？大事な話はメールや電話の方がいいと思います。
はい、もちろん。ちょっと待って。
My heart races as I fiddle with my phone. I must look incredibly lame, but I'm just a small town boy. At a heart, I'm not used to this kind of thing.
はい、確かにいただきました。それじゃあ何かおかしなことがあったら遠慮なく相談してください。
With one last dazzling smile, CL heads down the stairs. I watch her go, savoring the afterglow of our conversation. I'm still basking in my euphoria when the bell rings for a second period. That was nice. By the end of the fourth period, the classroom is abuzz. It's about to be lunch, of course, but that's the least of it. The main reason is the surprise announcement that Mr. Kamoka Shigeru, the physics teacher, just dropped on us.
連絡があるのを忘れていました。
Okay, this is gonna be about Miss Noel or something, for sure.
今日の授業は私でおしまいです。校舎に欠陥が発見されたので、午後は工事のための調査が入ります。
Okay, no, I thought he was gonna talk about like Miss Noel, like she's gone.
皆さんはこのまま午後2時までに下校するように。食堂は1時まで空いていますので、定期食券を持っている生徒の方は利用しても構いません。ではでは。
Apparently, parts of the school building are sinking. I was concerned at first that it might have something to do with Roa's old hideout, but he's no longer a danger. Besides, if that were the cause, I'm sure CL would be doing something about it. Odds are, it's no concern of ours. A dozen or so students are still hanging around the classroom, trying to figure out how to spend their afternoon. Naturally, I am one of them. Should I wait for CL here, or should I head to the cafeteria, the tea ceremony room, or should I take advantage of the newly acquired phone number? Our class's very own Sleeping Beauty, fresh from her morning spent slump across his desk, approaches me with an ominous grin.
皆まで言うな。遊びに行こう、殿。
また、今日はえらくストレートに来たな。何か嫌なことでもあったのか、お前。
Honestly, our buddy here, I wish that we had more scenes with him. Or I wish that, I guess he was included, maybe here in CL's route, in what's happening all around the story, right? Maybe the vampires, the dead apostles. I wish he was included a little bit. Because yes, he's just there, and then he leaves, and then his scenes are only in the school, basically, right? I want him to be involved a little bit. It would add, I guess, much more fun if he was there. But yeah, I guess this is his role for this game, or this the story.
別に今日はわけもなく親友と遊びに行きたくなっただけだぜ。
He couldn't be more suspect if he tried. Whether he's in the dire financial straits or just needs some to be his guinea pig, he's obviously got some ulterior motive.
お断りだ。どうせ約束をすっぽかされたかなんかだろう。今日は先輩と帰るんだから、お前の愚痴に付き合ってやる余裕はないよ。
先輩ってシエル先輩？
You jealous?
そうだけど、有彦、お前先輩のことを覚えてるのか？
何ですかそれは。先輩は俺の大本命だぞ。忘れるわけないでしょうが。
Look at that face. He says it so confidently, you'd never think he once did. I guess that makes sense. Now that CL's returned, everything's back to the way it is, this guy included. Though according to CL's explanation, it seems like that would fall outside the scope of her spell.
あ、先輩だ。やっほー。
Ariko waves CL over.
お待たせしました、遠野くん。乾くんもこんにちは。
CL gives a polite bow.
予定が変わってしまいましたけど、どうします？遠野くんはお家に帰りますか？それとも茶道室に寄っていきます？
茶道室に行きます。このまま帰ると正門でお別れになるし、今日はもっと先輩と話がしたいから 茶道室でゆっくりお茶を。あ
Someone grabs my shoulders and shakes me back and forth.
こんにちは。起きてますか？
Is he jealous? It's Arihiko, of course.
なんだよアリヒコ、まだいたのか。
ずっとてめえの目の前にいたっつうの。そしてあまりのたわごとに覚醒したっつうの。あれだ、あんまりこういうのに口出しする趣味はねえが、今のはあんまりにもあれだったんで口出しする。
Arihiko glares at me and then at CL. CL and I share a quick glance.
あのね、君たち、せっかくの反動をどうしてそういう風にしか使えねえんだよ。茶道室に寄っていくとか正気を失う、いや疑うレベルだからな。ここは人工失楽園、21世紀の東京だぜ。もっとマシな遊び場はあそこに山ほど転がってるだろうが。
Arihiko gestures theatrically to the window.
どこでしょうか？
窓の外は、まあ要するに外だと思うけど。
I offhandedly answer on Arihiko's behalf. Apparently that was a mistake, because Arihiko launches right into a rant.
遠野、お前がそんなだから先輩までボケちまってんのさ。まだ昼なんだぞ。駅前なんて徒歩10分なんだ。ついでに俺たちは学生なんだぞ。これだけの条件が揃っていて、どうして街で遊びまくる企画力がねえんだよお前は。
How dense can he be? Obviously that crossed my mind. I just haven't suggested it because... I steal a glance at CL. She seems the type to enjoy a casual stroll around the park over some extravagant outing in town. I'm sure that if I suggested something like that, she'd just turn me down.
乾くんの意見はもっともです。遠野くんへのご褒美もありますし、せっかくなので3人で遊びに行きましょうか。
マジで。
先輩？
いいじゃないですか。たまにはこういうのも。もう何も気兼ねをする必要もないんですし、遠野くんと乾くんと3人で遊びに行くんならきっと楽しいです。
まあ、先輩がいいって言うなら俺も嬉しいけど。
はい、乾くんもいいですよね。
I have no earthly idea what that expression is supposed to convey. Okay.
それじゃあ決まりですね。お二人ともお昼ご飯はどうします？お家で食べてくるか、それとも3人で一緒に食べましょうか。
I mean, if you have money, you can just go out and eat though.
いや、それは学校でいつもやってるし、外食する分の金は遊びに回そう。俺もアリヒコもあんまり持ってないし。
But yeah, I guess you can go to the cafeteria.
なあ、アリヒコ。
俺、姉貴に金借りてもいいかも。
Or not. Looks like he's got his heart set on lunch with CL.
先輩はなんか外で食べに行きたいところとかある？
食べに行きたいところですか。特にリクエストはありませんけど、そうですね、あまり値段が高いところはちょっと。
So basically any curry, any type of curry?
そっか、人よりいっぱい食べるもんな、先輩。
Well, that's a wrong move to say.
そりゃお金がかかるか。
違います。なんてことを言うんですか、遠野くんは。
The data I've collected during my time in the tea ceremony club would speak for itself, but it's probably wiser to let this drop.
いいです。私も乾くんに賛成です。今から3人でお昼ご飯を食べに行きましょう。映画館の横にある喫茶店のインド風パイが美味しいと聞いて、いつか行こうと決めていたんです。
お、アーメンエルブとは通だね先輩。あの喫茶店のマスター、どこぞのイタリア料理の達人らしいぜ。
How is Arihiko so up to date on the latest gastronomic gossip?
それでは映画館の前に30分後に集合としましょう。いいですね、遠野くん。
いや先輩、俺家に帰るのに30分かかるんだけど。
それでは解散です。遅刻者は食後のデザートを振る舞う系にします。
CL strides off towards the hallway.
おーし、盛り上がってきたな殿。シエル先輩と親密になるチャンスは今、ただ今なり。ところで、いっそ1日ぐらい遅れてくれても構わないですよ。
With that, Arihiko dashes out of the classroom. Things have quickly gotten out of hand.
ま、いいか。
I'm still getting to spend my afternoon with CL. In that sense, I'm luckier than I have any right to be. I pick up my bag and follow Arihiko out of the classroom. Arihiko. Huffing and puffing, I arrive at the bottom of the hill. It took 15 minutes to get here from school. I've obliterated my previous record, but it's still nowhere near enough. Five minutes later. 5 minutes? By running myself ragged, I've managed to get home in 20 minutes, but it'll easily take me 20 more to get ready and make it back to the station. CL knows I live on the top of the hill, so she definitely did this on purpose.
ああもう。時々思い出したように意地悪になるんだから先輩は。
I tumble into the lobby and finally come to a stop. With my shoulders heaving, I slow myself to a fast walk. I don't think my heart can take much more, besides it's poor manners to run indoors.
シキ様、お帰りになられたのですか？
ただいま、今帰ってきた。すぐに出かけるから昼飯は用意しなくていいよ。
I greet Hisui as she emerges from the parlor and head up the stairs. Oh my god. Rob. Suddenly, without a hint of warning, my vision turns blood red. Honestly, whenever it turns like super red like that, dude, my eyes, yeah, like it's so bright in the monitor. I can just make out Hisui's voice, followed by the muffled patter of footsteps on carpet. She's far more flustered than I'd expect based on her usual mild demeanor.
シキ様、お怪我はありませんか？
I hear a voice by my ear, but I can't see its source. Skull-shattering agony is all I know.
落ち着いて翡翠ちゃん。階段から落ちた怪我は軽い打撲だけよ。お医者様を呼ぶほどのものじゃないわ。それより危ないのは体の熱です。階段を踏み外したのも熱のせいでしょうから、すぐにベッドの用意をして。はい。姉さん、このことは秋葉様には。このまま大事がなければお知らせする必要はありません。解熱剤は私の部屋にあるからお願い。
Hisui's footsteps recede into the distance.
四季さん、気がつかれました？
琥珀さん。
はい。四季さん、階段から転がってきたんですよ。背中を軽く打ってしまわれましたが、幸い大事はありません。
She's gonna say, Kohaku is gonna say, "You've been asleep for 4 days.
ですが、熱が終わりのようですね。お出かけの予定かと存じますが、どうか今日はこのままお休みください。
Kohaku takes a hold of my shoulders and helps me to my feet.
いや、大丈夫。休まなくてもすぐ収まります。ここまで全力で走ったから息が上がってるだけで。
いけません。そんな青い顔をして何をおっしゃっているんですか。四季さんのお体を見る者としてこれ以上の無茶はさせられません。
でも、約束が。
お断りの連絡でしたら引き受けます。あんまり無茶するようでしたらお注射の出番ですから。
Kohaku adjusts her stance, ready to stop me by whatever means necessary. I hear my skull splitting apart. What do we say? She's in my way. I mean, she's absolutely right though, right? Yeah, honestly, this one, I guess. Maybe CL can wait. No, let's save first. Yeah, I don't want this to be like, remember when we had the dead end last time? It was in day 9 and then the dead end was in day 11. She's got a point. Given the condition I'm in, I wouldn't be much fun to hang out with anyway. Better to play it safe this time. It's not like I'll never see them again.
そうだね。今日は、も
よかった。お休みいただけるんですね。四季さん、お一人で歩けますか？
う。いや、ごめん。
I'm barely able to stay on my feet.
あ、ちょうどよかった、翡翠ちゃん。四季さんをお部屋までお連れして。姉さん。ですが、私は。翡翠ちゃん、四季さんは病人なんですよ。困っている人を見捨てるのはあなたの性格じゃないでしょ？ええ、今日ぐらいは私が許します。ちゃんと四季さんを看病するべきです。はい。ごめんなさい、姉さん。わがままを言って。わかってくれればいいんです。それで、お薬は見つかった？姉さんの部屋の薬箱は多すぎて、解熱剤はこれでしょうか？それはちょっと違う用途に使うものです。四季さんはしっかりしてますから、まだ精神安定剤はいりません。そうですね。見たところ、四季さんの熱は疲れから来ているようですから、薬は私が処方します。翡翠ちゃん、すぐに行くから、あとはよろしくね。
Kohaku takes off toward the west wing where her room is.
それでは四季様、お部屋にお連れします。
Is she blushing? With a polite apology, Hisui hesitantly offers me her shoulder to lean on. With her help, I make my halting way up the stairs. The pained expression she makes along the way sears itself into my brain, far more agonizing than any headache. In the end, I leave Kohaku to contact CL, who by now must be waiting by the cinema, and collapse into bed, I mean. My headache won't let up though. Fortunately, my fever has broken. To the point that I can hardly feel my limbs. So that's something at least. All I have to do now is lie until my headache clears.
姉さんはマキッサ様のご好意で、薬剤師としての教育を受けさせていただいたんです。マキッサ様が亡くなられる前は、マキッサ様の健康面での相談役でもありました。
Hisui, having resumed her usual blank expression, takes it upon herself to break the silence. Pain lances through my skull, like someone stabbed a knife into my temple and is rotating it like a can opener. Hisui watches over me silently, oblivious in my agony. The knife digs in deeper. Its tip carves through flesh to scrape against bone.
シキ様、まだどこか痛むのですか？
きつい。悪いけど。
はい。何でしょう？
目障りだから出て行ってくれ。そこにいられると気になって眠れない。
はい。それでは失礼いたします。ご用がありましたらお呼びください。
Hisui leaves the room. I feel a weight lift from my chest. My headache subsides too now. At last I can get a good night's sleep. That we were having so much fun earlier with Arihiko and CL and now we're in bed. Okay. An ear-splitting knock. The door opens.
失礼します、兄さん。起きていらっしゃいますか？
ああ、起きてるよ。何か用か、アキラ。
Wait, his voice is different though. What? My dry throat has turned my voice into an old man's croak. I don't even recognize it as my own.
いえ、兄さんが貧血で休んでいると聞いたので、様子を見に来ただけです。
Yeah, his voice sounds like he's much more older. Akiha surveys my bedridden body. Concern is written all across her face. My headache must be making me irritable. All this fuzzing is getting on my nerves.
体は何ともない。看病されるほどのものでもないから、こうして一人で休んでいるんだ。お前も自分の部屋に戻れ。
翡翠の報告通りですね。今の兄さんは、体はもちろん、精神まで落ち込んでいるようです。ですが、食事はどうなさるおつもりですか？じき夕食の時間ですが。
Dinner time? Right, of course, it's that time of day. But I'm not hungry and I really don't feel like eating anything.
食欲はないから、夕食はいい。いいから今日は下がってくれ。気分が悪いんだ。
わかりました。今日はゆっくりお休みください。ですが、起きていらっしゃるのなら、部屋の電気ぐらいはつけてください。暗がりにいると、目を悪くするでしょう。
いいんだ。この方が、落ち着くから。
For a moment, it seems as though Akiha wants to say something else, but then she walks out of the room. Everyone's pissing me off today. First Hisui, then Akiha. Why are they all handling me with kid gloves? Don't they realize I'm used to this by now? It's not like I am coughing up blood or biting anyone's neck or missing a limb. Can't they just let me deal with it on my own? I hear my own teeth grinding in darkness. I feel my own nerves start to putrefy. This thirst is even worse than a headache. It makes me want to blank everyone in the house. So I would say, is that a kill, everyone? Staying awake is only going to put me in an even worse mood. Besides, the sun's already gone down. I'm not particularly tired, but I should try to get some sleep anyway. I wake up struggling to breathe. Quickly, I get out of bed, change my clothes, and retrieve my knife from the drawer. So is this Is this Shiki now? There's always a pitcher of water in the dining room. I'll go downstairs and get myself a drink. So no one even brought you water? I make my way to the dining room. To the dining room. Dude, I would be so terrified if I lived in a house like this. And like, yeah, you needed to get like water. Dude, this house is so big, right? Yeah, okay, we're outside. It's the wrong side of midnight. The corridors of the mansion are deserted. There's no one out here to cross paths with, no one to present me with an opportunity. I chose the wrong time. If I'd emerged even an hour earlier, I could have afforded to be a little pickier. Scrape, scrape, and scrape. A scraping sound accompanies me as I walk. The scraping of feet against the floor, the scraping of someone else's feet. I chose the right time. If I'd emerged even an hour earlier, I wouldn't have been able to enjoy such a leisurely stroll. Okay. I drag her by the hair as I walk. Her hair long and sleek like Akiha's, that's why I chose her. Their faces look nothing alike, but that hair is captivating. Crossing the lobby, I arrive at the dining room. I release a fistful of hair. The woman flops to the ground unconscious. She isn't dead, not yet anyway. Seeing as I missed dinner, I wanted to be sure my meal would satisfy my hunger. The blood of the dead cold and unappetizing lacks vitality, or so I've heard. The woman's bare nape, unblemished by makeup, has the pale translucent of fine confectionery. This'll do. With my knife still clutched in one hand, I lower my mouth to her neck. And then I wake up. It was all a dream, a sick, twisted dream. It was not a dream. You did it. Gradually, my surroundings sharpen into focus. My throat feels as dry as bone, every hair on my body is standing on end.
なんて夢を
The hell was that? Why would I dream about something like that? Sneaking to town, creeping up on a woman from behind, then knocking her out and dragging her into an alleyway? At least it was only a dream. If it had actually done that, well, I really would be crazy. It finally dawns on me just how hard I'm breathing, and it takes me a moment to calm down. I press my fingers into my eyelids and breathe deep. My chest is too sore for me to go back to sleep. I'll turn on the lights and read until morning comes. Then a bucket of cold water is upended on my head. As my eyes adjust to the darkness and what lies within, my breath freezes in my lungs. I'm not in my room, I'm in a grimy back alley. With a naked knife in my hand and lying there in front of me is a woman I've never seen out cold on the ground. What is this? What am I doing? Wasn't I dreaming? How can this be real? It has to be a dream. After all, when have I ever wanted to do this? Assaulting a stranger or running my knife lovingly along the lines written on her tender skin, cutting her into pieces just to see her blood. I never, ever. Oh my god. You saw that, right? Just a little bit of the silhouette, the shadows, I guess. So basically, Shiki cut her off, just like how we did with Arcuade. My head spins with unfamiliar memories. Red blood, warm blood, wet thirst, quenching blood. I want nothing to do with the thoughts in my head. Yet I can't help but long to see that beautiful color again. Do it, do it, do it, do it. The impulse pounds in rhythm with my heart. I don't understand. It's almost like I'm no different from them. A beast free of humanity and all its tedious shackles. But I remember something similar Miss Noel told me. Goodbye. I'm afraid your luck's run out.
違う。
Oh, come on, admit it already. The real Shiki died years ago and all that's left is a murdering psychopath. And you just haven't realized it yet.
違う。そんなのありえない。
And yet, here I am. How can I explain what I'm doing right now? Why, even as I'm processing all of this, am I holding my knife to this woman's throat? And last night, why do I remember gorging myself on blood?
違う。違う。違う。夢だ。そんなのは夢だ。だって俺にはそんな記憶はない。日曜日に何をしたかなんて。なんて。
And then I realized why something seemed off this morning, why it felt like there was a hole in my brain. For the entirety of Saturday and Sunday, 2 whole days, my memory is blank.
あれ。
Scouring my memories, I found that I have some faint recollection of Saturday. Sunday, however, is gone. There is nothing left. How long has this been happening? All of Roa's hosts think they're normal until they turn into someone else overnight. How much time have I spent as someone else? Well, she's awakening. The woman's eyelids flutter. Her consciousness steers. No. If she wakes up and sees me, it's all over. I can't talk my way out of this. My only choice is to use my knife and dispose of the evidence, or my life is over. My knife moves of its own accord. No, stop. I don't even need to see her lines. How about you just run away, right? If I do this, there's no going back. Why hesitate, after all? I'll forever be. This won't be the first throat you'll cut, now will it? Something less than livestock. My fingers are paralyzed. I can't move them one way or the other.
誰？
I hear the woman's voice. A moment later, she registers a knife at her throat. Her cry is drowned out by my own. I scream and scream like a broken siren. I'm at a full sprint before I even realize that I'm running. Honestly, this is the best way. Yeah, just run away. My fingers are trembling. My head is filled with white noise, but I managed to move my feet before I moved my hand. If she had been the one to scream first, then it would have been a very different story. Fear. I feel fear. A colder and more visceral fear than I've ever known. It's coming. I feel it looming over me. However far I run, I'll never escape the terror of my own self. Diving into my own room, I try to lock the door behind me. My hands take hold of the metal handle, but it just spins. Used to see it rattle. I feel fear. If I can lock this door, something will get in. Something beyond my comprehension. The door. I have to lock the door. I can't let anything get in. I can't let anything get out. But what is it that I am afraid of? I don't know. I don't even know, but I continue fighting with the lock like a madman. Only the doorknob is turning and not the lock. My fingers are clenched around it and won't let go. I turn it manically, rattle, rattle, rattle. The noise pierces my eardrums and scrapes against my brain. Rattle, rattle, and rattle. In a sudden rage, I drive my knife through the wrist of my hand to fuse to the doorknob. The rattling stops at last. Squelch, my hand slips on the knob. I can't get a hold of it. I break 3 fingers before I realize it's pointless. Before I realize I'm done for. My other hand refuses to let go of the knife, so I'm never going to get this door locked. Seeing no other option, I stab my knife into my palm to make a socket. It worked giddy at my success. I press the hole against the lock, squelch with a rush of agony, so hilarious. I think my mouth might split from laughing. The metal slots into place, I twist my hand, giggling deliriously, squelch, click, the lock finally turns. There, a job well done. I can't stop giggling. It's making me thirsty, so I try to break through the door to go to the dining room. But it won't open, it won't open. He's losing his mind. So I do the only thing I can, press my blood-stained palm to my lips and gulp down the warm, red liquid oozing from it. It tastes disgusting, my throat is still human, unequipped to handle the viscosity. I lock my eyes with a stranger reflected in the window. He's at once the happiest and most wretched creature I've ever seen. That's when it sinks in. It's all over for us. It's us now. So there we go. Finish that day. So I guess, yeah. Roll away slowly. Yeah, slowly creeping in. I mean, we still have Shiki, but I guess at nighttime his presence, I would say, is much more stronger. I don't know, but yeah, slowly building up. But of course, not fully taken over yet. But we're gonna find out, right? We're gonna find out. But it's changing Shiki's, I guess, personal, what I call this, personality itself. It's changing a little bit. But I do wonder though, how are they gonna stop like something like this, right? I can't think of a way. Like they're gonna just rip him out of Shiki's body? I don't know, we're gonna see. So anyways, we are gonna continue this and do more of Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon, in the next one. So I'll just see you then. Bye bye.